What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex Costa and today I wanted to do a video that you guys have been asking me to do for a long time. This is a video on how I got to where I am today. Before I even start, I just want to say thank you so much for the messages that I got in my last video, the video that I talked about COVID and how I got infected and how I've been sick. You can hear it in my voice. I'm already feeling better. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so happy to have a little bit more energy again, to be able to do these videos. And today was actually like a full day of work for me. You know, it's 5 p.m. now. I'm at my limit. So after this video, I am done. But it feels good. It feels so good to be back. So thank you so much for all the messages and, you know, so many positive messages. I couldn't have asked for a better community here. Now, a lot of people always ask me, Alex, how did you get to where you are today? And you know, I'm not here to brag. I've achieved a good level of success with my businesses. I still have a long way to go, all right? There are way more successful people all around me and I want to get there. So I'm still learning and I'm still getting better every day. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I grew up in Brazil. I was there until I was 13. I went to military school in Brazil and I'm an immigrant here in the United States. You know, I moved here when I was 13 years old and I had a really hard time when I first moved here to the US. I was nobody. My family was poor. We had nothing. All right, we were on food stamps. My mom worked in a school cafeteria, cleaning up, serving lunch, doing whatever she could, really. My dad was a dishwasher in a restaurant. I remember he used to come home so mad because the kitchen manager would yell at him and cuss him out because his English wasn't good. He had just moved to the US, of course it wasn't good. People used to treat him like he wasn't even human in that restaurant. And it was crushing to my dad. I went into his restaurant one night to help him clean up at the end of his shift and it was bad. Like he had to clean the whole kitchen, the rugs, the oven. He smelled horrible. It was so hot in there. It was a tough job, you know, and I had a lot of respect for my dad for doing that, to provide for his family, doing whatever it took. But at that moment, I also knew that we were at the bottom of the bottom. We had nothing. People looked at us like low life, you know, and it crushed me, man. My confidence, what confidence? It was gone. I wasn't gonna make friends. I wasn't gonna find a girlfriend. Like my life was crap, you know? I had to really fight myself, fight my negative mindset to even have the motivation to want to do better. I thought to myself, I can't give up. I'm not giving up. You know, I'm not staying at the bottom here. My mom and my dad worked way too hard for me not to have a great life that's up here. You know, the one thing that really pushed me through all of this, that never failed me, and that got me to where I am today is perseverance. You know, that mentality of never giving up, of pushing through challenges, figuring out how to continue to grow on a daily basis, no matter how many times I failed. That's what kept me going. From the moment I realized that I could be a top student in my class, even if I was an immigrant, even if I had an accent, even if my family was on food stamps, the moment I realized that I could be a top student in my class and I became a top student, then I knew that I could do anything I set out to do. I knew that if I worked hard, I would get to where I wanted to be. And nowadays, you see my car, you see my house, you know, a lot of people think, Alex, that dude, he's lucky, you know, he's never struggled. But those people, they couldn't be further from the truth. I had every crappy job you can imagine before I made something of myself. I was called every type of name you could imagine. You know, I worked at Domino's Pizza, Subway. I was a landscaper. I was a waiter at the Outback Steakhouse, driving trucks to deliver construction materials. You know, I worked as an EMT. I worked at Best Buy. I was a bartender. All of that while going to college, running a YouTube channel that didn't grow to a substantial level for years. So trust me, I had plenty of doubts. You know, giving up on my channel was actually a daily thought in my head. Daily thought. And at times those thoughts would take over and I'd just be this close to giving up, this close. And just calling it a day. You know, why was I working so hard if it wasn't even paying off? Well, I persevered. I kept going and going and getting better in front of the camera. All of that while growing in my 9-to-5 career until I landed a job at Google here in Los Angeles. At that point, I knew that I had a successful future ahead of me. I could either go the corporate route and work at Google until I retired, right? And that was a great option. I was making great money, better than I had ever imagined, all right? Coming from the bottom like I did, man, I was killing it. Google benefits were insane. I was traveling the world. It looked great on my resume. It was amazing. Or I could let all of that go and follow my dream on social media. But a lot of people think that it was a gamble for me to leave Google, that I was risking my future. And to a degree, they were right. But let me tell you, by the time I left Google to do this full time, there was nothing stopping me from having a successful career in this business, in this channel. This is one of the biggest lessons that you can take, that I want to teach you from this video, all right? I see a lot of people quitting their 9-to-5s to do what they love. Sounds amazing, but they fail to be realistic. You can't quit your job and become a fashion designer or an artist or whatever if you can't pay your bills. You know, you need that 9-to-5. You need to be realistic. You have to get to a point where your hobby can pay the bills before you quit your 9-to-5, or you need to be really close at least. Yes, you're gonna struggle for a bit in the beginning because your income is gonna change. When I quit Google, I lost that salary, and that was a huge hit for me financially. But I was prepared, you know, to a point. I saved up, my channel was already doing good numbers, getting the views that I needed to pay for my bills. I remember my last day at Google, I turned my badge and my laptop in, I went home. I don't even drink beer. I cracked a beer by myself in my apartment, and I cried, man. I cried like a little baby. I was so happy, you know, I could do whatever I wanted to do. I was free. I was a free man. It was the most liberating feeling in the world. That was one of the best days of my life. I felt accomplished. I was nervous as hell, but man, I was really, really happy. And I took all of that time that I spent working for someone else, that 9-to-5 job, and I invested all of that time into my business. That's when my business really grew. I worked really hard. You know, the thing is, I loved it. Was it a lot of pressure? Yes, but man, I really liked doing this full time. By the way, guys, the reason why I'm doing this video today, besides you guys always asking me, is because I went in depth today in a live video call that I did with the members of the Inner Circle. And if you don't know yet, the Inner Circle is a community of guys who are tired of getting mediocre results in life, right? Tired of being invisible, not getting the dates, not getting the cool job, the financial freedom, the friends they deserve. In this community, you get to learn through a course, through a system that I developed. You learn massive skills that will change your life. Skills like communication and how to master it to a point where people will crave to be around you and talk to you. Style, so that you can stand out and have people ask you about what you're wearing and how you're pulling it off. And mindset, so that you can develop a winner mindset, a positive, focused mindset that will make you successful. And every month we have a live video call where I go and I answer their questions live right then and there. So it's a really cool opportunity for you guys to get access to me, to learn these crazy, impactful skills. And you even get bonus content like my closet tour, branding tips, dating tips, and access to a community of guys who will make you better. The members of the Inner Circle are already crushing it. We have weekly challenges, we have makeover giveaways. There is so much value to the Inner Circle, it's insane. So if you haven't joined yet, it is time for you to check it out. If you're serious about changing, serious about becoming better, if you're tired of mediocre results, which I know everyone is, then check out the first link here in my description and become a member of the Inner Circle so that you can change that around and become the successful person that you're meant to be. The thing is, working hard will only get you so far. You know, you need to be smart with your choices too, and you need to understand that we all fail. I've failed so many times. I've made so many mistakes, and I kept going, learning from each mistake, but it sucks. And here I am today. I'm doing okay now. I'm still making mistakes, but I'm doing okay. I've enjoyed the process. You know, I truly enjoy teaching through these videos, whether it's fashion, grooming, self-development, or anything else. That's my passion. That's what I've been really fortunate to be able to do, you know, here on this channel. So the biggest lesson that I want you guys to take from all of this is that sometimes things aren't gonna work out, but you have to persevere. You have to push through and not give up at first sight of a challenge ahead. You know, challenges are what make life interesting. It pushes you to grow as a person. If you always stay in your little box, you're never gonna grow. Get out of your comfort zone and try new things, meet new people, and strive to be the best at what you do. And remember, guys, that we talk a lot about trends, we talk a lot about fashion, etc., which is awesome, right? We wanna look good, but you know what never goes out of style? Success. Success never goes out of style. So if you have the opportunity in front of you, take it, you know, take that opportunity to become successful. change your life around. I think there's a lot of people who overthink things, who are unsure of the future, and that's normal. But you can't let all of that weight, all of that pressure, all of that uncertainty kill your goals and crush your dreams. So you have to just keep going and going and going. I know that this is certainly a different video here on the channel, but I get this question a lot, and I wanted to post a full video about it on my thoughts and how I got to where I am today, which, by the way, is not the finish line at all. I'm far from it. Hopefully, I still have a lot of growing to do in my business and as a person. You know, I want to get better and better as a person. Guys, we are so close to 1 million followers on Instagram, and I can't wait to get there. It is a huge milestone for me. Check out the link below for my Instagram so that you can follow me and help me get to 1 million, and for the inner circle. It is no joke. It will change your life. It's already doing that to the members that have joined the inner circle. Thank you guys so much for the get well messages you sent me over the past few days. And I'm so happy that I'm able to even shoot a video and be energetic again. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Peace.